Well, hello, friends. Happy Friday to you. Not Friday. It is Friday, but some of us like to say Friday because you made it. Good job. Especially those that are returning back to school year and getting back in rhythm and starting new classes and getting back into a new season of life. We are so grateful for you and hope that this week has been one of great joy, even as new things have begun. Our school, St. Paul's Christian School, will resume on Monday, so continue to pray for them. Our teachers have been on campus all week getting their classrooms ready and planning. It's been great to see them, and we look forward to an incredible school year together and serving the over 100 families that will be a part of St. Paul's Christian School and over 140 students. It's going to be a great, great year. Um, First and foremost, I hope that you are getting the Connection Point email that comes out every Wednesday. It also is posted on our social media channels. Some of you access it that way, and that's great. There's really, really important information in there. So please, if you are not getting that, if you're not getting that Connection Point email, please inform us. We want to make sure you're getting that each and every week. There's two things within that email that I want to talk about more in detail. I'm not going to go through all of the information there, of course, but two very particular things. The first is everyday offering. As a reminder, we each month pick an offering, and it's usually an everyday item, things that we use each and every day most of the time. And if not, we've used it at other points in our life to help us connect to the needs of our neighbors in our community. So this month, it's food items. Please continue to bring in shelf-stable food items. Nothing in a glass jar, please. Think canned food items, things that can last. Pastas, cereals, things of that nature will be a great help. We're collecting those throughout the month of August. We're going to send those to our dear friends at Forest United Methodist Church, just east of us. They run a food pantry there and help serve our neighbors in Marion County, and we're grateful for the great work that they do, and we want to support them in that. Look, I'm aware. Nan and I and our family, we understand grocery bills right now. We understand how costs are changing. It's affecting all of us. But for those of us that have some financial margin in our life, and I understand not all of us have the same amount of financial margin in our life, it's important to look after our friends and neighbors. And so if you can buy extra items when you go and shop for yourself, that would be an incredible help. It's just reminding us of our call to love and serve our neighbors. Bring those items in. We'll get them over there and help serve folks that may have some food insecurity in this particular season of their life. All right. The second thing is, both in our connection point as well as you got an email just specifically about this, faith worth sharing. You got an email from me on Monday that outlined this incredible opportunity that I'm going to keep putting in front of you. For 4 weeks, beginning in September, during the 8:30 Sunday school hour, I'm going to be offering a 4-week workshop, class, seminar. The wording doesn't matter. Essentially, for these 4 weeks, we're going to take very seriously what it means to know our faith so that we may be able to share and live our faith. I use that phrase very, very purposefully. Many of you that have been around church, or maybe you're just now returning back to church, or maybe you're still wary of church, I think all of us would agree that we in the West, and when I mean West, I mean this side of the ocean, we have struggled recently, in recent years, especially over the last probably 20 to 30 years, of understanding what it means to live and share our faith with others, with our coworkers, with our friends, with our family. And there are a lot of reasons for that. I won't get into all of those, but a lot of those reasons I understand. There are a lot of ways that people have been hurt, and we've experienced people sharing their faith in ways that has come across very judgmental, and it's brought a lot of distrust when it comes to the institution of church. Look, I get all that. I understand all that. The beauty of what I believe God is going to do through us for this 4 weeks is that part of understanding the faith that we share amongst ourselves really will help us understand better what it means to live out our faith in a way that is more faithful, more loving, and that we can share it in ways and it's meant to be shared relationally, and understanding what our faith means to us then in turn gives us more footing and more understanding of how we share that with others, not in the ways that can be harmful or judgmental, but in ways that truly I believe are more connected to the example and the mission of Jesus Christ. And so I pray that you would come, especially, hear me, especially those of you who may not have grown up or been taught some of the nuances and the beauty of our expression of faith as Methodist people. We come from the lineage of John and Charles Wesley, who started a movement, a revival movement within the Anglican Church many, many moons ago. And we hold to some of those precepts even still today. And knowing and understanding that really gives us a beautiful avenue to understand and live our faith in ways that are, yes, evangelistic, that do share the good news with others. So I pray that you would come. Please take that opportunity seriously. 8:30 a.m. It's going to be for 4 weeks. It's going to start in September. Go to the website if you want more information. Check that email out that I sent you on Monday. The website where you can sign up is our website, spocala.org/small-groups. That would be very important. I hope that you would continue to do that. If you have questions, please reach out to me. Would love to talk to you and get you to be a part of that, okay? This week in worship, we continue to talk about the fact that we as a church, not just St. Paul's, but we as Christ Church are under construction. We've inherited a church experience that is beautiful, that is nuanced, that is frustrating at times, that can be overwhelming, that and there are other churches that do things that embarrass us. And there's all this kind of wrapped up in what it means to be church in 2026 in the context that we live in. And I'm here to affirm that, okay? I love the church, but man, I have a really, really interesting relationship with the church. It's the most wonderful thing and the most frustrating thing to me at times. Because we believe we are under construction, we're using this image, and we're pushing into it a little bit. We understand that there are things within this church, this experience, that are very foundational, that are concrete, that thanks be to God they are, and they give us so much stability to build upon. But there are other things about the structure of the church we've inherited that we should revisit. Some parts we've forgotten. Like last week, we talked about joy. What does it mean to be a people of joy and to celebrate and to rejoice and to remember the great gift? I think that's part of the structure of the church that we forget, and we started with that very intentionally last week. This week, we're going to talk about parts of this lived experience as church that also, I believe, can get confusing, that people either gravitate towards and love, or that they would just rather ignore and not live in that part of the structure. And it's about the understanding that comes really in the red letters of how Jesus operated, but even is more expressed in the 15th chapter of Romans, which is where we'll find ourselves. It's this understanding and this experience of we as a church are called to accept one another and to include all people in our mission. Acceptance and inclusion. What does that mean? What did Paul mean when he was writing this very beautiful, long, beautiful letter to the emerging church that received the letter written to the Romans? That he very much just wanted them to understand the work of Jesus Christ and what it did to call us to accept one another, despite if we were Jew or Gentile, which was his main goal, right? If you know anything about Paul's work, it was about the inclusion of the outsiders, the Gentiles, into what God was doing now in Jesus Christ. That it wasn't just about the Jewish people, but it was about all people. It was about Gentiles. What does that mean for us today? What does it mean for us to live into the distinct characteristic of this gospel message in which we, as Christians, have decided to submit our lives to? So we're going to talk about that this week. It's going to be beautiful. The whole worship is designed around these big, beautiful, audacious questions of what does it mean to live as a church in a way that accepts one another and works to include all of us into what God is doing here and now at St. Paul's. It's going to be great. I hope you come. God is going to bless us as God always does. The Spirit will be moving, and I can't wait to be there with you. So check out the connection point. Make sure you're getting that. Take seriously the invitation to a Faith Worth Sharing 4-week opportunity, and prepare your hearts for worship this week. If you want to read ahead, Romans 15 will be a great place to start. All right? Grace and peace to you all. Can't wait to be with you Sunday morning, of course, 10:30 a.m. here in person. If you can't be with us in person, please check us out online. Grace and peace to you all.